Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So, I'm going to do the update to the DOKKANFEST TUR tier list here. We have a huge power added to this, right? In DOKKANFEST Pan. She is ridiculously powerful. She is going to be right near the top of the list for sure. I guess before we jump in, one other major thing with this list, Majin Vegeta, I think after the Tanabata celebration this year on JP, is now in a much better place. Majin Vegeta is a character that requires a Trunks to use his full power, and currently the LR Vegeta and Trunks Father-Son Gallic Gun is the best unit in the game, right? Capable of destroying every single fight in the game easily. So that makes Majin Vegeta way better when you don't have to gimp the team by putting a Trunks on the team. Because we can just go ahead and jump into slot number 10, which I'm going to say is Tech Ultimate Gohan. And I can use this opportunity to talk. This Trunks, I feel like, was using him in the red zone a lot. And then, using him. It's just, this Trunks, it's so unfortunate for him. He released, and it's 2 months later, he's power crept by the red zone. Red zone is a very iffy spot for him. He can't make use out of his Super Saiyan power in there. It's just very unfortunate, right? Now, Tech Ultimate Gohan is a character, I feel like I probably potentially could even move him higher. I mean, this guy is capable of dominating the entire game. Certainly now in the red zone, though. He could take some damage at the start, but this guy gets 2 super attacks, and he's tanking at a much better level than most of the other units, even on this list. This guy's ridiculously good. It's actually, hilarious. My God, dude, I have got to go back, in July and August of 2020 and see some of just the moronic shit people were saying, right? Or when BoJack drops and people were probably saying that BoJack was shitting on this guy. Just the hilarity of how horrible those takes would be. Because Tech Gohan, the way he's designed, he might never be irrelevant. I want you to prepare for the fact that this guy might never be irrelevant until the day comes where you need 900k defense turn 1. This guy's not going to be ass. He's not going to be completely pushed off, right? Maybe if his team's, Saiyan lineage no longer becomes something that's important, or All in the Family, or Cool Judgment, but dude, suck it up. He's not going anywhere. Greatly stacking plus guard is GG, dude. He's going to be good for a long time. And you could blame this guy for being too good. Dokkan units are not supposed to be relevant 2 years later. So, stacking characters, guard characters, they're probably not going to mix them like this again. I promise you they regret making this guy as good as they did. He was definitely not intended to be that good. Next is Kid Buu. Now, Kid Buu, to me, is very difficult to rank because it's here we go. Kid Buu is, 8 months old now? And he doesn't have a legitimate team. There's characters like Kid Buu, LR Janemba, that are quite difficult to rank because they don't have a good team. I don't consider running Kid Buu on Majin Vegeta's team something you should do, although I'm not the biggest fan of Majin Vegeta's team anyway, right? But I don't know. Kid Buu's kit is better than a lot of the characters that I'm going to place in front of him, right? Literally, we get a strong, transformation boost leader or something like that. This dude is going to skyrocket, right? You could, destroy him right now because he doesn't have a team, which I do think is a fair argument. But it's if he gets a team, this guy's insane. This guy is going to be doing ridiculous damage. He has really good defense. He's going to be healing. The nullification is pretty pointless, but Kid Buu is good. This is a good unit right here. I think he could potentially, hopefully he gets a 200% lead soon. Kid Buu has got to be one of the 3 best units in the game that don't have a good team or something like that. Him, LR Janemba. LR Goku and Piccolo, I'd almost say them. That Saiyan Saga team is not good. Next, we're going to bring in Physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Now, I've never really been on board with calling this guy overrated, but I promise you there's going to be people replying to this video saying that he should be 1. And to those people, I will say, put the crack pipe down. This guy is very good. He is not messing with the top TURs on this list. No way is he. No, no, no. Because no matter how much you love this character, there's a lot of times where that boy is going to come out super attack, 7 million damage, 70% chance to crit. God damn, like that's pretty solid. But then normal, normal, normal is what he's going to do. And it's like, at that point, he is not no damn best TUR or anything like that. For this guy to be on the level of best TUR, he's got to be at least triple supering, right? With 4 crits or something like that. And that is not the common thing that happens with him. This guy's very good. I really don't want to call him overrated, although some people definitely do overrate him. But he's very good. Link set, damage. Defensively, he sometimes can be a little bit iffy. But like, you know, even Super Saiyan 3 form, if he gets 3 supers, defensively, he's at least solid, right? He's not going to get taken down in red zone unless he gets hit with a super attack. This guy's very good. You know, this is like a damage dealing king, but I do think that physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he's very strong. I think they made a really good unit with him. Next up with the Resurrection F Blues here. Now, I do feel like there's definitely a good argument to potentially putting Goku in front of them. I think so. But I do think it's a bit easier to get to Blue Vegeta than it is to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Even in Red Zone, I have had many runs where it's like turn 8 or something like that, and I've not transformed with this guy. It can be a bit inconsistent because you do have an HP condition to worry about, whereas Goku and Vegeta, it's just turn 4, and you're able to exchange into them. Now, Vegeta is a beast, but, you know, that after the first 3 turns wears off and he's no longer creating a Rainbow Key Sphere, that does hurt him a little bit. I am wondering if we're going to see, like, a new type of difficult content come out that is very long. There's been some units that have come out recently, such as LR Fusion Zamasu. And, you know, Vegeta and Trunks are stacking and stuff like that. That, to me, sort of signals that we're about to get, like, a really long difficult content stage. And if that's the case, these two could become very disgusting. I've had this Goku turn 2 for me has done like 11 million, 9 million, 9 million before, right? So he can be really nasty. So it'll be interesting to see what this unit will look like if there is going to be like some super long event and you're able to stack up for a while. This character could be pretty good. Vegeta's pretty solid defensively too. I've had him tank Broly super attacks before. I mean, barely, but I have had him live. So Vegeta is pretty good, right? The Goku is solid, but he's more of a just like, damn. I feel like Vegeta's defense is better. But this is a solid unit, right? Looking at their kit, you could certainly say that they definitely weren't given enough. Amongst a lot of the characters on here, this character could fall off very fast, right? Because they're not really doing anything special besides, I would say, the Rainbow Orb changing, but that's only for 3 turns when you become Vegeta, right? So amongst pretty much all of this top 10, this unit probably will fall off the hardest eventually. Not yet, but eventually I think this unit's going to fall off because they're not doing anything unique. No guard, damage reduction, support, none of that stuff. Majin Vegeta. I think Majin Vegeta jumps up a bit. If not for Vegeta and Trunks, I would probably have Majin Vegeta. He might not even be on here, actually. I don't know. Majin Vegeta might not even be on the list, or he'd be 10 or something like that. But I would jump him up quite a few spots. Again, the main reason here is this 30% damage reduction with Trunks on the team. That is huge, right? And then now, again, Trunks is now the best unit in the game, the LR Vegeta and Trunks, which makes this guy a nice tank to run in all these red zone fights. I do think his damage is very unimpressive. I mean, people will see like 8 million attacks and be like, look, it's good. But it's like no additionals, no built-in crits, none of that shit. So that holds this guy back a little bit, but I do love his defense. As long as there is a good Trunks to run, a meta-relevant Trunks, this Majin Vegeta will probably outage everyone but Tech Ultimate Gohan. These 3, Majin Vegeta will outage the shit out of these 3, right? Because that damage reduction is going to hold up. But he just needs a Trunks. As long as Trunks is good, this Majin Vegeta will definitely be very usable, right? So you do want to keep that in mind. Majin Vegeta, pretty solid unit, though. Okay, so next we can move on. I have AGL Cell coming in next. AGL Cell is very, very powerful. He's good in a variety of content. I'm sure a lot of you global players have been able to experience how dominant this guy can be in a lot of the toughest fights in the red zone. Broly, Omega, even Bojack, this Cell can slap the shit out of them. Cell is very, very good. I think Cell is incredibly strong. The way he's designed, he can be very impressive against some easy A stages and some Super Battle Road stages as well. But I will say this. If you're going into like just like a normal red zone stage or something like that, this first form Cell is pretty butt. He's not that good. Super Saiyan Goku is better than this guy unless there's a bunch of enemies for Cell to activate a lot of portions of this guy's passive, right? So I'm not really too impressed with this guy usually. Second form Cell starts to look better, but then this guy is a god, right? Like, this guy is insane. AGL Perfect Cell right here, he gets really crazy. I do like this character. Keep in mind, though, I don't know if I expect Cell Max, the movie villain, to be like a Dokkan Fest exclusive. I don't know. I guess they just could. They made Fat Janemba a Dokkan Fest exclusive, right? So I guess they could make Cell Max a Dokkan Fest exclusive. But if Cell Max does not get like crazy representation, you know, this guy, back when this guy dropped, it was like, okay, we're probably getting like major android buffs. I doubt Gamma 1 and 2 will eventually work well with this guy. So we'll see if Cell Max is going to come in, like how that's going to work, right? All right, so we had Cell there. Next, we have the STR Goku and Gohan. I honestly have seen a lot of stupidity with this unit. This character is very, very powerful. Goku is much better than nearly anyone gives him credit for. It's ridiculous. This Goku is very good. He's not good in the Broly fight, but he's very good across the entire game outside of that. 50% chance to dodge after supering, along with his 50% chance to stun, is a very potent combo. This Goku, you know, has easily won me, like, Goku Family Extreme Super Battle Road, like, I no item to effortlessly day one. This guy is a huge part in that. This guy is a great Super Battle Road character. This guy is a great Easy A character. This guy is a great Battlefield character. This Goku is. So people have always underrated the shit out of him. Do I wish he could be better? Yeah, dude, absolutely. This Goku could even be better, but he's still really good in a lot of that content. And then, of course, Gohan is pure dominance, right? You get this Gohan out, you're able to get his hits in, so that guard is permanent for the rest of the fight, and he is a monster. The only thing is I do wish that this was a nullification right here. It seems stupid that they made it just a dodge. I think it's really, really dumb. But this Goku Gohan unit is very good for difficult content. They're going to be very good for a lot of future Super Battle Road stages, Easy A's, all this type of stuff. I think this Goku / Gohan unit is very, very good, for sure. Next, we'd have the tech androids. The tech androids are, you know, we had just a bunch of 200% leaders in a row. I think this unit is so crazy. Between the nullification, the Ghost Usher, the heals they could do with their tech orbs, they've got the seal, which is good. This character is ridiculously powerful, dominating the red zone. Broly, Omega, a lot of these fights just get completely destroyed by this character, right? This unit is so stupid. This is how you build a very powerful character, right? Where you give them stuff like this, right? Like the Ki Blast nullification, the Ghost Usher. This is exactly the type of thing that this character right here does not have, right? They don't have like one of these very unique, interesting things right here about them. But the androids do, that blue Vegeta and Goku do not, right? Eventually it's going to catch up to Super Saiyan 3 Goku as well. He doesn't really have stuff like that. It's just like he's got like the crits and the additional stuff like that. But like this is the type of character that will age way past a normal Dokkan Fest, right? Like people have been making a case for PyCon recently. There's no way in hell he's sniffing the top 10 on this list, by the way. No, he's not. You are not saying PyCon is better than Tech Gohan. If you say that, I feel like it's just a biased, ridiculously stupid argument that you're going to make right there. PyCon, I think, is much better than many people give him credit for because of his Ghost Usher, right? But guess who has a way easier time getting their Ghost Usher off, too? The androids, right? Like, this character's good. This is one of the best units in the game for Easy A's, by the way. You could bring them into nearly any Easy A. You know, they Ghost Usher, and like that, those big stages of Easy A's, just getting a free Ghost Usher in an event where you can't even use items is very, very powerful. The androids are crazy. Okay, so now we get to the top two. Now, I've used these characters quite a bit. I guess we could just go ahead and jump in. I actually would put Pan at 2, and I think I do have Ginyu at 1. Here's the thing, right? Pan is kind of the successor of 2 characters, DOKKANFEST Fidel and STR Blue Kaioken Goku, right? Blue Kaioken Goku was very popular back in the day because, you know, you could go into like the Legendary Goku event, you stack up forever, and then he drops the Spirit Bomb, and then he nukes these bosses. Pan has got the same thing going on, right? And it's very realistic to do it and at least knock off like half of Broly's health, right? You're stacking, you're stacking, you're stacking, she's doing a lot of attacks, and then you drop the active skill, and then, oops, by the way, Broly just lost half of his health in like one hit. That definitely does happen. But Pan is a good defensive unit, right? You put her in slot 1, she gets the 50% damage reduction. I wish I could show you, like, I almost need to make sure to tweet out the full thread. But this is something that happens. Let me just pull this up real fast. This is something that happens so damn often. It's very frustrating. You put Pan in slot 1, Pan will super attack, right? She does ridiculous damage. Oftentimes, you know, triple 7 million attack sets and stuff like that. Just looking really, really good. But then what happens is the boss, right, will just go ahead and super attack right here. So Pan has damage reduction right there. Now she's going to go off to the races. Now, people pointed out in these clips that I put up that a lot of times these were like turn 1 and stuff like that. This is not a turn 1 thing, though. Pan oftentimes can take a lot of damage from these high-level red zone bosses deep. I believe this Pan is this is a 90% or a rainbow. I think this is a 90% Pan right there, that friend one. But, like, I have, like, 10 more clips I could add to this thread of this exact thing. Pan supering in slot 1, and then the boss supering her afterwards. This is my Pan. So, Rainbow, full level 10 links. I mean, yeah, she has type disadvantage against Janemba, but what slot do you run Pan in? You run Pan in slot 1. If she gets super attacked after she supers in slot 1, what is that? That is a hole in her kit. It is a weakness that she has. This Pan can get destroyed if a boss does this. You think that's good tanking right there? No, it's not, right? And this is where I don't have a problem putting Ginyu in front of Pan. I do think Pan, like, based on how people have talked about her, I would not say she's overrated or anything like that. Pan is really powerful. But to me, I feel like Ginyu, between defensive stacking, his support, then you transform, he's got the heal, he has the scouter, he has the dodge, he's got the stacking. I do like Ginyu ahead of Pan. Maybe I could put Pan at 1, too, if Pan had a Rakumen Goldo. If Pan had a Birder and Jace. Pan does have Trunks and Giru, but they're not as good as Birder and Jace. Trunks and Giru can be very fraudulent in a lot of these tough red zone stages, right? Like, unless you're going in there and it's like, all right, here's the GT hero support memory buffing Trunks and Giru, and let me go ahead and slap on a double Whis right here, right? Like, oh yeah, wow, Pan did 1 million damage, we won easily, ha ha ha, with the double Whis. Thank you, Whis, for protecting Trunks and Giru, but they can get destroyed in these tough events, right? So, with Pan being more of like a burst damage character who can very easily get hurt, I just value what Ginyu is doing more. I do. Now, for sure, Ginyu, it's not like, so like the role the game wants out of Pan is you put her in slot 1, but her team is structured in a way where she has to do everything. Pan has to be taking all the hits and doing all the damage because the rest of her team doesn't really have good damage dealers. Besides, I guess Goku, Trunks, and Pan, I've found, can do a lot of damage after their EZA. But they get killed in 1 hit. Trunks and Giru gets killed in 1 hit. GT Dokkan Fest Kid Goku gets killed in 1 hit. Like, Pan's team is full of a bunch of characters who die in one touch, right? Whereas Ginyu's team, right, you run Rakumen Goldo, Ginyu, Birder and Jace, Golden Frieza, Golden Frieza, and Golden Frieza. And guess what? You easily win. You know item Broly, you know item Omega, you know item everything. It's easy. It's free, right? And people will cry, oh my god, running gold, like triple Golden Friezas, how can you do it? Dude, it works. Like, you can run full Ginyu Force team, which does hurt a little bit, because, like, the LR physical Ginyu Force, really good, maybe the best free-to-play unit in the game, but they could get killed in 1 hit pretty much by, like, Broly and Omega and these tough bosses. Same with the Tech LR Ginyu. And then, of course, we're then just stuck with a bunch of free-to-play characters. I haven't had a chance yet to link level my SSR Captain Ginyu, which I want to, and then see if he can impact the team quite a bit, which I think he will, because I think this SSR Captain Ginyu is pretty good. But I just think Ginyu, giving him Rakumen Goldo and Berter and Jace, it just makes him so strong right now. I would probably argue Rakumen Goldo. Like, if we were to look at this list, where did Rakumen Goldo go? They would be 4th here, I think. I think I'd probably put Rakumen Goldo 4th. Like right around 4 and 5, like in the area with Cell and Goku and Gohan. That's where Rakumen Goldo are, I think. They're that good, right? Like a borderline top 10 overall unit in the game. Pan did not get that, right? Pan with that, it would help her a lot more, but it's like she can't do it alone, and she gets crushed sometimes, right? I definitely did not have as big of an issue no-iteming Red Zone Broly with her team because of how powerful she is. She's made to destroy Red Zone Broly, which is the current toughest fight in the game. You do want to keep that in mind, right? She's got type advantage, she's stacking like crazy, and again, you drop this active skill on Broly, and half of his health is gone in an instant. But, man, listen, I'm telling y'all, you get supered after this goes away, and you're probably dead. It's probably GG. All right, I do want to keep, make sure you guys understand that. That is like a fatal flaw that Ginyu just quite honestly does not have, right? Like, yeah, you're not running Ginyu in slot 1, turn 1 like Pan, right? But guess what? Pan, as I showed, can get crushed turn 1 as well, right? And it's like, there's literally no, like, I think it's a moronic, really stupid argument if you're going to try and separate Ginyu from Rakumen Goldo. Because another thing I did, right? I mean, we could definitely give this as bonus points to Pan's team, but when I no-itemed Red Zone Broly, you want to know what the team looked like? Here is my Red Zone no-item run with Pan. Oh my god, who are those two? Oh, holy shit. So you're telling me you run a rotation of Rakumen Goldo and Ginyu by themselves without the rest of the Ginyu Force and they dominate, huh? That's really weird. Very strange, right? Like, so do not sleep on Ginyu. Do not sleep on Rakumen Goldo. Don't sleep on Pan, though. Just because I do think Ginyu is one, I do think Pan is ridiculous. It's just she has a hole. Well, 2 holes. How much damage she can take in slot 1, and then the weakness of her team. I think Ginyu's team is just much stronger. The characters that Ginyu got along with his release are way better. Like, again, Rakumen Goldo, Berter, and Jace, physical LR Ginyu, are way better than LR Oob, Easy, Goku, Trunks, and Pan, and Trunks and Giru. Those 3 are not on the level of the Ginyu Force characters, so I think that gives a W to our boy DOKKANFEST Ginyu. Who would be 11? Kid Gohan? Then probably like Kalen Khalifa, then maybe like Broly and stuff like that. Poor Raditz. No, dude. It's pretty insane to me that Raditz is a 200% leader. The 200% leaders are all the best characters in the game pretty much, except for Raditz, who sucks. I will never understand. Like, it's like actually just beyond a meme. He's by far and away the worst premium unit Dokkan has ever released. They've never released a worse character than Raditz, I don't think, ever. No LR, no DOKKANFEST, nothing. I don't know. I feel like Tapion and Minosha were probably better on release than Raditz, right? Raditz is just... I promise you this. Tech Super Saiyan 3 Broly was 1,000,000 times better than Raditz on release. I promise you that, right? Like, Raditz is just completely ass. So, it is what it is. So let's take a look here. So... yeah, yep. I do feel good about this list. This does look good to me. I think all these characters are looking good, right? All characters on this list are characters that can dominate Red Zone stages, which right now, that is, I think, also the most important thing. You take one of these 200% teams in a Super Battle Road, the amount of coping that happens, people unable to accept power creep, right? Like, yeah, 400k defense with no guard, no damage reduction, and you're not doing triple 10 million attack stats, like, it's ass. Sorry. Right, this is the new standard as Red Zone. Right, yeah, you could say Super Battle Road matters sometimes, which, it certainly does for some characters. But you take a full 200% team in, day 1, Goku Family Extreme Super Battle Road got cucked, alright? Years ago, it was not like that. These 200% leads and Red Zone have catapulted power creep to where, like, this shit is not even tough. right? You go into Goku Family Extreme Super Battle Road with this character and some of these other busted characters, and it's free, right? Red Zone is the main shit that matters. People will say, oh, Red Zone is done. It's beaten. Doesn't matter. The next difficult content that comes out, they're going to be moving up from Red Zone, not down from Red Zone. So it's like we want day one characters right now to be dominating Red Zone because that will set them up to still be relevant in the next content that is coming, right? If you're coping for these characters like, oh, well, you know, more matters than just the Red Zone, stop. End it right there, because that already tells you what you need to know about the character, that they're subpar on release. Power creep exists. Tough titties. It's a gacha game. These characters are not meant to last for years, right? It's like, you know, a lot of characters have like a 1 year long shelf life. You know, look at LR Evolution Blue Vegeta and UI Goku. Their year anniversary hit, and they immediately got, I think, vaulted down the rankings with the new upgrade in difficulty. This is what's going to happen with a lot of characters. I mean, Trunks is not a year old yet. Look, he's not even on the top 10, right? Super Vegeta is now a year old, not even on the top 10. So, you know, that's just how it goes, right? Characters get smashed out of here because guess what? A gacha game, they want you to buy the new character to win. They don't want you to use Tech Gohan from years ago to win, right? Which is why these guard characters often are very weird now. I promise you could point your finger at this guy and hate him for that, right? Janemba having some weirdness, Great Ape Vegeta having a lot of weirdness. You could probably point to this guy, and then potentially also, I think Int Janemba was another offender. Int Janemba was probably too good, and you can recognize that they recognize that by how, you know, they barely gave STR Janemba was Int Janemba, except slightly better, right? So, there we go. So, let me know what you guys think of the top 10 Dokkan Fest TURs. Thanks, guys, for watching. Everyone's going to call me an idiot, probably, but, dude, I'm sorry, right? Like, this is how it is, man. I like this a lot. I'm not hearing it. I love y'all. Goodbye.